Okay, so thanks for doing this. Basically, just kind of give a little catch up on your journey and everything like that. So your name is Connell.
Yeah.
Yep. And work with me for how long have you worked with me for now?
I think it's about a year. It's
about a year.
Yeah, it's been a
brilliant,
tremendous, brilliant journey. It's been inspiring as well to learn from you, obviously, and it's been brilliant to improve not only physically but mentally as well. The psychological gains I've made over the past year or so, as well as the gains I've made physically. It's been a truly fantastic experience.
Oh, good. Happy to hear. All right, I've got a few questions then to ask you. So, where were you and how did you feel when, where were you before you started with me, and how do you feel when you started working with me?
So, before I started with you, I felt I was just stuck in a rut of just inconsistency and not really knowing what I was doing in the gym. Like, it was more of a trying to execute what I was doing. Because I find that a lot of people have probably been in my shoes before. They struggle to find a plan, find a consistency, and trying to execute what they need to do in the gym. I mean, the best advice I can give to anyone out there is that if you don't know what you're doing, go with a PT that will care about you, knows your goals, and will basically push you in the best way that you can.
Yeah, good. That's cool. Brilliant answer. All right, and the next question would be, what were your hesitations prior to deciding to be to taking part in online coaching?
I wouldn't say there was any hesitations as such, but I was more worried about, from my end really, about how I was going to be, and the most important thing for me was having someone that to hold me accountable. That was the key.
So that you were saying about how you were going to be. What were those things?
There's probably going to be times where there might have been where I had, you know, like the inner voice everyone has in their heads. So it's like, I don't know, let's say this weather, for example, it's winter, right? And it's like, I don't want to get my steps in, I don't want to go to the gym, it's too cold. Sometimes you just got to go and do it, I think. And that was a huge thing for me at the beginning. I was like, there would be days where I didn't want to go and I just be like, I've got to do it, I've just got to do it, get stuck in, and I feel better after. And I know that, and for many other people out there, if you just be consistent, be disciplined, and most importantly, shut up that inner voice that tells you not to go.
Definitely. All right, next question would be, what have been your specific results since working with me?
To be honest, at the start, I was probably skinny fat, if that's a definition to use. I didn't really have any abs on show. I didn't really have any muscle definition. So not only did I lose fat as well, but I gained a bit of muscle in the process, which for me that was also key, because I was particularly weaker in my right arm or right wrist. My strength there wasn't so good, so obviously you worked with me to help improve not only the flexibility but also the strength in my wrist and forearm, and I think that was one of the key elements for me.
Cool. And what would you say so we're going into specifically what your results were, so what results have we had so far?
So I've lost a load of weight.
Well, how much have you lost?
I've lost nearly 20 kilograms now. So
20 kilograms.
I was 100 at the start. I was 100 at the start. You see that. I was 100 at the start, and now I'm down to 80, which is just insane. I've lost weight on my face. I can definitely see that. I feel a lot slimmer. I can see that with my upper and lower body. I can see that, and it's been hugely beneficial to just shelve this weight off, because to be honest, my stamina and my cardio was just, whenever I was playing other sports such as football or whatever, or just going to the gym, I'd be just absolutely slogging it almost, and just tired after doing one thing. And I was like, nah, I've got to change that. I was like, I've got to change that.
And in terms of gym, in terms of what have you find that's changed in the gym physically?
At the start, I barely struggled to bench 20 kg, and it would be the same with squatting as well. I barely struggled to squat 20 kg of those, as well as obviously your dumbbells. I was struggling to probably do 2-4 kilograms, and now I've pretty much more or less upped the weight in pretty much every department, every workout that I've done, I'm up to the weight, and I hope to continue doing that beyond that.
Cool. What has been your biggest breakthrough takeaway from this?
The experience, really, the journey. I think a lot of people, when they're so engrossed in trying to, go to the gym and, progress and work hard every day, but actually the journey, what you go through is something truly to behold, because I've had such a momentous journey over the last year, where I was skinny fat to now having a bit of muscle definition. I feel good mentally and physically, and I feel the benefits for it. So that's absolutely the main thing. Whether you're someone that wants to lose fat, gain muscle, or do whatever you need to do, then just do it.
Brilliant. Yeah. And what would you consider saying to someone who's thinking about working with me?
I would say do it, because there's not many trainers in the fitness industry that are personable and person-centered. Andrew is very much someone who will cater your goals to your needs and what you want to achieve, because there's a lot of there's a lot of people in the fitness industry that sell unrealistic plans and supplements and stuff like that. There's a lot of PTs in the industry that spread misinformation about certain stuff, and ultimately Andrew is the guy to work with, and and this gym's brilliant as well. It's got big facilities.
Yeah. And to be honest as well, like honestly, working with you, I felt like you worked really, really hard, and like I feel like the clients that I know that do well and I don't do well, I knew you would do well from the start, because I knew you'd push yourself every time you came in. You were always going for it, and I find that's like sometimes trying to get into that mindset can be tough. And I think you're like a really good example of someone just absolutely embraced it and just went for the process and took things on board, and like okay, it was like I'll put past views aside and just like trying to move forward, rather than just being like holding on to like old habits and stuff. So you've done really well. Honestly, it's been great having you as a client, to be honest.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
But cool. That wraps it up. Thank you.
No worries.
And let's get on with the workout now, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
And that, all good. Done. Easy. Thank you, mate.
No worries.
Thanks up.